Assalamu alaikum everybody, I hope you're doing well. I have, this was 2 kilos of hazelnuts from Samsun, remember when I went there? It was given to me as a present from some very dear friends, family. So I'm going through it slowly. I've got my nutcracker here, which a friend gave me. I'll give it back to him. I mean, it's used, just he had it laying around. But I've been going through them. I don't know if that's healthy or not, eating 2 kilos of hazelnuts within a couple of days. But I can't take it on the plane. I'm leaving. I'll talk about that in a second. So dreams, I have, dreams every single night that I can kind of remember. There's a lot of dream programs you can do and stuff to access your dreams. But I remember a lot of my dreams. Alhamdulillah, I'm really happy about that. And so it's a new experience every single night when you just go to sleep. And so I had a dream a couple of nights ago I wanted to share with you because I thought it was relevant to Turkish culture. I went to some place, I don't remember, it was like one of these small shops, bakkal, something like that. And I bought some bread. It was a lot of bread too. And he put something in the bread, the guy who was selling it to me, like at a little green grocer's or grocery shop. And he put a little something, and then he wrapped it, and instead of wrapping it in paper, he wrapped it in some more bread. And what I was thinking about is how bread is such an important part of Turkish culture. I've said this before, and I'll say it again, that, it's not really a meal if you don't have bread there. How can you consider it a meal? And yogurt's really important as well. I've mentioned that before. I've also mentioned that before. You just think of like Mongols and like Central Asian Turks, and they've got their camels and goats. Sorry, not camels. Horses and goats, and they're drinking the milk, and I just glorify their history because I love Turkish history, like the old Turk, amazing. So there's a lot of yogurt, and so I was just like thinking of myself, like when I go to a store or restaurant and I eat, I need to have bread there, and I was thinking of how strange it would be if I were someplace else, and suddenly I come and I'm like, where's my yogurt? Where's my bread? I drink the yogurt drink and all that stuff. It's really interesting how living in a place really changes you. I also wanted to tell you another story that happened just a few days ago. One of my students was telling me, she's like, you have to try Islama kufte. Islama kufte is really good, and it's wet kufte. That's what one of my friends says as a translation. So I went there and I tried it. And I go to this restaurant, right? That's just so weird. This is a little restaurant, as big as this room, just like maybe 3-4 tables, maybe 5 tables. They're really small. I come in, and this old man comes right up next to me, and he puts his arm around me. He puts his left arm around me, and his hand is over here, his arm is around me. I want you to just imagine this scene. And he comes to me, and he says very softly in a warm, calming voice, his smile and demeanor making me feel at ease. He was like a grandfather. It was like I was entering his home. It wasn't like I was a mere customer. And he's like, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want that? It was just so different than going to a restaurant elsewhere. I mentioned, I still remember in Turkey, in Cairo, in McDonald's, and how he says, will you honor us today? And this means, are you going to eat here? And it's just so beautiful, just the language, the culture. And I was just wondering, I was like, am I going to see that in the States when I go back? Because it's not normal, at least from what I remember. Now, you have it in other cultures as well. It's not a strict West-East thing. From what I've heard and sometimes seen, it's African. It can be Mediterranean, sometimes Italian, southern Spain, perhaps, or no, that was central Spain, South American. It can be in different parts of the world. It's not a strict. I don't like this whole East-West dichotomy because it's not so plain and simple. But it was just, I really cherished that experience because it was really nice. And going on with that, relating to that, as you can see by the title of this vlog post, leaving Turkey. I will be leaving Turkey Um, this is nothing planned, by the way. What is planned, right? Even my trip to Turkey wasn't really planned. I was planning on going to Germany. That's where I wanted to go. I showed you that I have my residence permit till May 18th, and I had planned a little trip to go to the States. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I planned a trip to go to the States for about 9 days or something, visit family, stuff like that. And just what happened? Life happened. You know, we plan for things and we try to. I'm laughing because I think life is so wonderful. Life is wonderful because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You never know what's going to happen years from now. You know, I came to Turkey. I just knew I wanted this job and I wanted to live here. And things have changed in my own life, in my own personal situation, that require me uh, the best thing, at least, which I should do, require me to go back to Michigan and stay there, um, which means that my travels will be ending much shorter than expected. You know, I had this 10-year plan of spending, I wanted to spend 2 or 3 more years in Turkey, and 2 or 3 years, or at least 1 or 2 in Germany, and then go to Morocco. But it's not going to happen, at least not now in my life, because I have to go back. I have to be with my family. I have to be in Michigan now, back in the States. And I'm very happy about everything. You know, I believe in no regrets in life. Do what you got to do, and situations come at you, and you just move with them. You move with them. Um, and you got to really face them too. That's a very important thing. You can't ignore this stuff. You just have to face it head on and face the reality of the situation. And once that's done, then there's only happiness, success, and positive energy. So as you can see, I mean, I this is not a new thing for me. It's been a few weeks actually since I've made this decision, but this is when I'm telling you about it, um, because I was just waiting to finalize things like that. And so I'm gonna get on a plane to go to Detroit. Yep, Detroit, and won't be catching the flight back. Uh, we'll be staying in Michigan. And so I don't know if I'm gonna continue this vlog, you know. So don't get mad at me or anything like that. I will be going through the reverse culture shock again. I know that for a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna travel inside the States. I don't really know what's gonna happen in the future. It's just like, you know, I was just thinking back to the whole description of my channel says, um, I don't know what the future holds, and I still don't. But I'm positive, and I know that it's gonna be good, whatever happens. Because if everything, I mean, I think it really depends on perspective. It depends on how you view a situation. And if you just take a deep breath and you stop for a second, you realize that there's so much wisdom behind things. There's so much wisdom. And I found a lot of wisdom behind what's happened in my life from the day I was born into this world. And I think the wisdom will continue to come. And yeah, I'm coming back to America after just being abroad for a little bit, you know, close to 2 years, so not a lot. And I hope this doesn't come off as don't travel or anything. This is just me and my own personal situation. But I know there are a lot of aspiring travelers out there who are subscribed. Go out there, travel, discover, find yourself, and learn about others and learn about different things. I mean, I'm telling you, like, seriously, sometimes it takes being thousands of miles away from your hometown, in a totally foreign place with a different culture and a different language. And, you know, I never went through that. I'm still fairly familiar with these parts of the world. But I mean, a different language, a different culture, a different everything, until you realize who you are as a person, until you can really go into the depths of who you are. And so sometimes it takes that distance, and then coming back to your hometown and reevaluating things and seeing what's up. Who are you and how have you changed? And so I don't regret one bit of anything that's happened, but it seems that I'm being pushed and in this direction. I don't mean pushed like forced or anything. No, not like that. But I think that the winds of destiny blow one way or the other, and we just have to move with it. And obviously, as a believer, I believe that it's God who's controlling and who has set up everything. But I really like a Taoist saying that says that you should be like grass. The winds blow east and west, north and south, and you just move with it. Yet at the same time, you don't lose your roots, you don't lose that foundation to which you're attached. And I pray that, in your travels, you'll face, I know you'll face adversity and troubles and difficulties and unexpected things. And it's best to just move with it, be positive, and keep your head up high and just keep going. Just keep going. Because that's life. And it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Sorry for the long ramble. But yeah, it's just been a journey. As much as it's been a journey that you're seeing me going to these places and stuff, I swear to you, there has been a whole internal dimension to it that is crazy. I mean, it's crazy. It's life changing, and I feel like I'm a different person leaving this experience now. And I'm leaving in just less than a couple weeks now, so I'm leaving very soon. Which leads me to my next post, which will be last minute sightseeing, grabbing things up. Maybe going to a certain place, Bursa, maybe. They have the best Iskender kebab in the world. So maybe check that out. I have no clue. We'll see. But I'm just so happy with everything and content with God's will. And yeah, so just wrapping things up and seeing what the future holds. Take care, everybody.